everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's such an exciting day today. We are finally doing the office closet. What we finally did was I got, even with all the stuff in there, I got measurements from Jim. We came up, sorry, I'm just realizing the fan's loud. We came up and decided a plan. I drew out all of my specs. I came up with a design that will work for us in the space. And I'll probably tell you more in detail later. But what we did was we priced around, we shopped around. I ended up finding that the wood was cheaper at Lowe's than Menards, which is weird because I always thought Menards would be cheaper. But for 25 more cents, I got twice the length of some of the wood that I bought, which was weird. I did like the fact that Menards was 97 cents, so you can get under $1, but this was $1.24 for twice the length, which was weird. Anyway, we ended up getting the wood from here. We're going to go to Walmart to pick up the screws and L brackets because they're cheaper there. It's just weird. You know, you really, if you have the opportunity and the time to shop around and to go to different places to pick up what you need, you can really do your projects on a budget. That's like a big tip I'm going to give you. Also, we have lots of work to do, but we're going to do it all in one day because we have to bang it out. We have to get it done. And we're going to basically we're going to be having company come, and we want to make sure it's all done by then. Jim needs to sleep in the office, and we have to make sure we get the bed cleaned off. And I said to him, I'm like, instead of doing another temporary cleanup, why don't we just bang out the closet and like let's get going? And he's like, hesitantly, of course, was like, okay, let's do that. So that's what we're going to do today. I'm excited. It seems like the way that I planned it, it's actually going to be faster than the original plan, which sounds weird, but because the closet is so small and we do have a problem with the walls. So my house was built in 1969, but it was 1968, but it was remodeled in 2009. They basically reconfigured rooms and everything. Well, the closet, normal wall studs are 16 inches on center. Basically, you put like a stud in your wall every 16 inches. That's basic contractor building principles from like forever. But my closet is 24 inches deep and there is no stud in the middle. There's no 16-inch stud. So I don't really have anything to screw a cross brace on, which is when you're putting up a shelf, you have a lot of weight on it. You definitely need to be able to do that. So I came up with this solution. It also is, and you'll probably tell from the title of the video, great if you have like live in a rental where you can't permanently add shelves and you want something better than the wooden plastic things that you get from Walmart. Now, we've had those plastic things. They work great for what they do, but you can't customize them. Basically, I have them in my closet and then I have all this free floating space. So it's not a good utilization of space. So we're going to do this and I'll take you along with me, and I'm excited to show you. So we made it back from Lowe's. We are in the office, and I did a quick pan around to show you, but it was really quick. We'll do a more up close in depth in a second, but we're just going to start cracking at it. What we're going to do, and everybody's organization methods are different, we're going to take everything out of the closet and bring it into the kitchen, where I am going to sort through, reorganize, put things back where they belong, and see what we're going to keep and purge and all those things. Then, when we have everything cleared out, then we'll start assembling and building the shelves and assembling the accoutrements. So, yeah, so hang on and we'll be here with you all day. So just to give you guys a little background, if you're new to my channel and this is the first video watching, hi, my name is Jeri-Ann. This is my husband, Jim. We moved into this house about 6 years ago. When we bought it, or when mom bought it, they had left this little corner computer desk in here. And we stuck it in here as a temporary office tool closet, I guess is what I want to say. And we have been trying to get this job done for quite some time, but we finally figured out a inexpensive way to do it. This entire closet makeover, shelves, supports, L brackets, and such, was just under $30. So I was so excited about that. So I figured I would show you guys just a little bit of what we're doing. We are very DIY people. We have some, electric tools, but mostly we have a lot of hand tools. We have, like to have always be prepared. Jim was a Boy Scout. My father was an Eagle Scout, and they have this always be prepared for anything kind of thing. So we do have a lot of little types of tools. We have lots of different sizes of screws and nails. We kind of keep everything that's left over from when we build or assemble something, 'cause you never know when you're going to need a new cam or a cam lock. But everything is really organized, and it was really organized. As you can see, the boxes with the labels. While Jim takes everything out of the closet, I'm sitting at the table and I'm purging and reorganizing. Because a lot of times you'll do a project, you'll take like a handful of nails out that you need, and you won't put them all back where you got them from. You just throw them in the bottom of your toolbox. So every once in a while, this does need to get reorganized. We also have some memories at the top of the closet were my cameras, my film cameras, which I still have, which I don't even know why. I don't think you can get film developed anymore or buy film, as a matter of fact. No, I do. I just love them, so I really will never get rid of them. But I have my film cameras up there. I have some sentimental posters and stuff that Jim and I have had for a long time. And there were some like notebooks that I had had for a few years. Jim likes to have notebooks to write for his Bible study, but we realized that we had these ones for quite a few years, and it was maybe just a good time to go ahead and gift them to the local community center here because it's back to school time and there are a lot of kids that are going to be in need. And I figured, why not go ahead? Every time we go to the Dollar Tree this time of year, we always buy a school supply for the Project Homefront, I believe it's called. It's basically for children in need, children of soldiers and armed forces personnel's children as well, so that they can help out with their school supply needs and stuff as well. Okay, so Jim is a trooper. He really took a lot of the physical labor of this job, but I kind of knew he was going to. Oh, I miss my staple gun. I miss recovering furniture. Trash. I think I was talking about this in a whole video yesterday, but trash to treasure is sort of a new thing. But my sister and I, it's an old thing for us. We're old hands, so I kind of miss it. I was like looking at my staple gun today, and I was like, "Aw, you use your staple gun a lot when you can barely see the words." Anyhow, so what Jim is doing is he's purging everything that he knows that he wants to get rid of, and then leaving the rest to me to decide. Oh, I'm showing you guys my calipers. They're actually my dad's, but basically what they do is they measure the insides and outsides of pipes, so you can see how wide something is, how thick something is, and also the inside of a pipe if you're looking for like a thread to match, whatever. Anyhow, I don't know why I stopped to show you that. But what this closet is going to be is not only just to house the tools and the scrap woods and stuff like that, but also to be the craft closet. So what we've decided to do, our plan is, we are going to make semi-permanent. Well, they're not really permanent at all. They're non-permanent wooden shelves. And basically, what I'm going to do is I'm going to create uprights, 2 uprights per board. The bottom shelf will have 2 boards, so it will have 3 uprights, and it'll share the one in the middle. And then the other 2 shelves will have 2 uprights each, and their supports go across. And what I've decided to do was the bottom shelf is going to be 24 inches from the floor. The shelf that sits on top of that is going to be 16 inches from the top of the next shelf, and the final one is going to be 12 inches from the top of the next shelf. Now we just left the top shelf that was originally in the closet. We just left that there. We didn't take down the brackets. We did take down the pole. The pole is actually sitting in the closet. In case we ever want to convert this back to a bedroom for one reason or another, then we can go ahead and make this just a closet again, which is great. The reason I mentioned it in the opening, why we aren't doing just a permanent closet, is mostly because of construction, not having the proper supports in this closet. Okay? And I was glad I was able to repurpose other containers that I have that stack really neat.
Look, everybody, it's simple.
Did you need the vacuum in there?
Well, need to get some sort of sweep.
Okay, Jim, you don't have to go crazy. Just let me go through. We're an old married couple. So for this project, what I bought was the 1x2. They're called furring strips, and they are 8 feet long at Lowe's. They had 4 foot long ones at Menards. There is no Home Depot by me, unfortunately. And these were $1.24 each. And I kid you not, they were really nice pieces of wood for $1.24 each. So I actually bought extra for future projects since we were there. And I also, in case I messed up, you always want to have an extra piece in case you cut wrong, even though you measure twice and cut once. But what I'm doing is I'm using my miter box. I told you guys in the intro that we were just going to use hand tools. I will be cutting the boards down with my father's old jigsaw. It just makes me feel so happy and sad at the same time every time I use it. Sorry about that. So anyway, I've been watching home improvement TV shows since I am really, really young, like 10 or 11. I think this old house started in like the early 80s, and that's when I started. I actually used to watch Home Time first. But I've just always loved it. And I did learn a lot of skills from my dad, but I also learned a lot of like design stuff from TV as well. And I mentioned in the intro that I can hear him yelling at me, "Stop cutting on the phone. Stop pushing. Stop pushing. It's a back saw. Cut on the backstroke." And I was laughing with Jim the whole time. We were just laughing. He's like, "Yeah, I can hear him too. He used to tell me that all the time." But anyway, I measured the furring strips. I'm doing is I'm cutting for the bottom shelf that's going to sit on the floor. I need 6 2-foot legs, and my closet is 41 and 7/8 of an inch wide. So I need 3 cross braces to go with these 6 legs. Each cross brace gets 2 legs. Makes perfect sense. It's almost going to be like in the shape of a U, but you'll see it here in a minute when I'm done. And what I decided to do that for was because I really wanted the support, the weight of the shelf to be supported across the front. I knew that the legs wouldn't splay out because they're going to be up against the wall. And I was making sure that we were dry fitting as we went. So basically I cut my first 41 and 5/8 of an inch piece, and then I had Jimmy bring it to the closet and measure and hold it up at different levels to make sure that it actually fit, and it wasn't too small and it wasn't too tight. What we're going to do is we're going to assemble the cross brace to the 2 legs on the table here, and then we're going to put the rest together inside the closet. What, honey?
Getting to the bottom of the teacup and getting that last bit of honey that's in with the tea.
Oh, you like that, huh?
Gives a little bit of a zing.
It's a little hard to see too, though. hope that didn't bother too many of you. I wanted a little artsy shot. But basically, I just wanted to show you in real time how long it actually takes to measure a board, use your square, to draw a straight line, and to cut it out with a jigsaw. My dad's favorite trick that he ever taught me is, as the jigsaw goes, you just blow the sawdust away. Just like that. So you could see your line. Keep it straight. Make sure you hang off the table. He's cut through the table at 41 a few times at home when I was younger anyway. So and into the counter. So now what I'm doing is I'm just hand holding this. Now you guys go ahead and please use a partner, use your table, use whatever kind of vices you can or need. I am a little bit more practiced. So what I'm doing is I'm pre-drilling. I'm holding the edge of the boards that are the legs. I have the width that's going the length of my closet that's standing up on the floor, and I'm pre-drilling, one hole, and then I'm putting a screw in that hole. The reason I'm doing that is because to pre-drill 2 holes without a vise, you can tend to move this board the second time. But with definitely drilling into the ends of these boards, use around the ends of these boards, you definitely want to pre-drill because you don't want to split any of your wood. That, of course, will weaken the supports. So as you can see here, I created 2 legs and the cross brace, and my husband was pleasantly surprised that I did all my math correctly and they fit like a glove. His words, not mine. So basically what he's doing for the bottom shelf. I started to tell you before, what I bought was 1 8-foot length of 1x8s, and I bought 2 4-foot lengths of 1x12s. Because I knew I wanted a 16-inch shelf on the bottom, what I did was, and again, I mentioned this earlier, 1x8 is not exactly 1 inches, but 1 inch by 8 inches, but it's just a little bit shorter. So, but we still refer to as 16. So I knew I wanted my bottom shelf to be, one shelf to be at least 16 inches deep. And then I wanted the other 2 were going to be 12 inches deep, and that was fine for what I was going to use there in my space. I also do have lots of wall space left over on the right and the left. I'm thinking about possibly hanging some of the old plant hooks that I used to have baskets hanging on in my mudroom, so that I could go ahead and hang wreath forms and such over there. I might do that. I really like them in my apple barrel now, but I think I might do something like that as well. So what he's doing is he is putting the 2 legs on. He put the 1x8 that fits across the back, pushed it up against the wall, and he used a piece of the scrap. The scrap 1x2 is half, like, the width is half the length. The width is half the height, I should say. So he's using a scrap as a guide to make sure that he has his board in the right place for his center legs to be in the right place. And then he's screwing from underneath. Now you can go ahead and screw from the top, but I knew I was going to use these for storage, and I was going to be sliding baskets on there, and I didn't want to risk getting any divots or dirt, or I just wanted to make them look finished. I may paint these one day. I'm 100% sure. We were talking about that earlier. They would look really nice if they were in white, but then, white gets dirty, the wood looks nice, yada, 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 all the things. So what he's doing is he's putting 3 screws, one about 2 inches from the end, each end, and then one in the middle. You want to screw your ends in first, so you don't misplace your legs, don't move into different directions. And then he's going to put on the 3rd leg, and then take that board and do the same thing. He's going to screw it in the front and then attach it to that middle riser. Now, the one thing we're going to do for added support, I knew that these were good the way they were, but Jim just wanted a little bit extra, more confidence, which was fine. We ended up buying L brackets. I mentioned in the beginning of the video, you ended up getting 4 2-inch L brackets with their hardware for $1.97 at Walmart, or 1 inch. You got 4 for $1.47. We ended up buying both for 2 different projects. What he's doing is he's connecting an L bracket to the shelf, or the underside of the shelf, to the legs along the sides. Okay. And as you can see it there a little bit. Yeah. And that's everything. I really do hope you enjoyed this video. Look, you got all the tools on the bottom shelf, actually under the bottom shelf, which is awesome. Look at all the room I have for crafting. But stay tuned. That's coming in another video. I hope you guys really enjoyed this. If you have any questions at all, and you may, because this was super long, it's super a lot of information, please leave them in the comments down below. Don't forget to share with friends and family. And as always, you take care. God bless. And we'll see you next time. Bye.